Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the We're Just Gonna Wing It podcast. My name is Mr. Get Big, and on this episode, I have myself, Blackbeltbrock and Spencer.fiel. This was our July 4th episode where we discuss all of the topics from the audience, everything from motivation to our SummerSmash 2020 goals, and somehow we stray off into gay porn. I really hope you guys enjoy. Move that closer to your face. Now say something.
Yo.
Talk about drugs and alcohol.
What about drugs and alcohol?
I don't know, just say anything about drugs and alcohol.
I love butt chugging beers, bro. I'm telling you, butt chugging a beer is probably the greatest feeling you can ever have. Not only do you get instantly wasted, but you get the feeling of your colon expanding and filling with fluid. It is great. And it's bubbly, too.
Real talk. You know that butt chugging a beer makes you more drunk than a normal...
I know. I just butt chugged before I came here.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Well, that makes more sense then. Welcome to the fucking podcast. We're just going to wing it. We're going to open up talking about butt chugging, and then we're going to get into some weird shit later.
Are we doing it now?
Yeah, we're live.
Oh, okay, great. Good to know.
I was like, what's
the best
happening
part
here?
about this podcast is I never tell you when it starts.
Yeah, well,
Also, I won't tell you when it ends.
That's even...
that part's not helpful, right? That
Not
part's
at all.
super not helpful at all. Like, by the way, we stopped recording 45 minutes ago.
All right, so welcome, everyone.
Yeah,
So
man.
I'm Uncle Sam.
I want to be.
Spencer doesn't
I
know.
want to be Benjamin Franklin. If you're
Okay,
Uncle
there
Sam.
we go. That's
Yeah.
perfect. And my name is Mr. Tutankhamun. So, anywho,
Really, hold on. We both have American-based.
what the fuck is your name again? I bet you don't even remember it right now.
Oh, you put me on the spot.
You
Uncle
son of a
Sam.
bitch.
Uncle Sam. I remember. But oh shit, you caught me.
All right, yeah, I did catch you. Because even I was like,
At
wait,
first, for a
what-
second,
what-
I'm like,
I was like, wait, what the fuck was his name again?
Should have been like George Washington or something.
Nah,
Or Lady Liberty.
Tutankhamun was the king from Egypt, King Tutankhamun. You
Yeah,
guys remember that from
I
history
do.
class?
Don't
Yep.
point at me like this is actual information. This is bullshit.
This is a real
No, it's
thing.
real.
You-
No, it's
thank
fucking-
you,
you're
Spence.
fucking-
Thank you
no,
for having
it's
my
real.
fucking
Oh,
back.
bullshit.
It's real. It's
King
real.
Tutankhamun, motherfucker.
I don't
King
believe you.
Tutankhamun.
I don't pay
Pyramid
attention,
Giza.
so it
King
could be-
Tut. Are you
King
joking?
Tut,
You know
yeah,
who
King
King
Tut.
Tut is? That's like the most famous
Heard of
name
that
in the
one.
history of the world. King Tut is King
There's more
Tutankhamun.
famous people. There's more.
Set it off, motherfucker. So it is July 3rd. You like that? Do you see what I'm doing?
see.
I'm throwing the shocker.
Throwing the shocker up.
But also, I'm a fucking G, kid. Like, no, I'm sorry. It's July 3rd, which means that there's going to be fireworks going off in the background the whole time. We do not actually live in Compton. Spence, come on, dude. God
People are
damn
gonna
it.
hear you opening
People
a
are gonna
bottle
hear
of
you
water,
opening your
and
fucking
you drink
water.
smart water, and it's
Oh,
fizzy.
wow, you're such a bougie
my
bitch,
God.
dude. Wow.
Sorry, guys.
You're
Let
one of
me
those
just- let me just
assholes.
dust
You're
off
the
my
reason why.
Birkenstocks.
You're the reason why
Excuse me.
whenever I go into a fucking restaurant and they're like, "Would you like sparkling water?" I'm like, "Man, go fuck yourself, man." I fucking hate when they ask you that question.
Yeah, I'm like, if it ain't Perrier, I ain't eating here.
Oh my God.
If you ain't Perrier, I'm fucking out. You
I'm
understand me?
You know what the best about sparkling water, which is really funny? I went on a family vacation and we took like a weird bike ride on an island. This is up in Cape Cod. So
Cape Cod.
It was like a 20-mile bike ride, and I'm like 12 years old. I'm not a conditioned athlete for that.
You're still not a conditioned athlete.
Fuck you, man. Eat a fucking dick. But we got done with the bike ride, and we went to like some restaurant. I was like, oh my God, I'm so thirsty. And the first thing that I saw was like sparkling water. I was like, dude, that's got to be like the best water ever. It's like, I'll have a glass of sparkling water. And my dad, who's a dick, did not tell me that was some carbonated, unflavored bullshit, and I couldn't even drink it. I was so thirsty, and I wanted to drink it, but I couldn't.
It's not. It's because when you're thirsty and you drink sparkling water, it kind of tastes like semen. Actually, is the easiest way to describe it. It is the worst fucking thing
Can I
in
ask
the
how
world.
you know that?
Don't worry about what I do.
I like how
Spence.
Spence
Okay.
asks
Bottom
the
line.
important questions.
I wanted to know.
Bottom
Just
line, I
curious.
fucking hate it. Hate it.
Semen or
Really?
sparkling water?
Sparkling water. I was like, I want to say both, but I haven't tried semen yet. Not that I plan on it. I'm just saying if we have to all be objective, you don't cross things off your list until you try
And
it.
$20 is $20.
$20 is absolutely $20.
$20 is 100%.
So, Julian, why don't
$20.
you hit us with some of the amazing topics that you have for us today?
So I went online because that's what I doozle. And
Speaking of that, another tangent. Y'all
Jesus
see that social media was down
it took
today?
about 4 seconds for me to
I literally thought I was
get
gonna
to the list.
die.
I had a
It was
list
nuts.
You asked me to ask off the list. 4 seconds later, on a tangent. I'm gonna put this back down.
I'm done.
No, but it was funny though
because.
because I loved it. Did you love it? Because I loved it.
Dude, it was so
bothered
bad.
you?
My first world problems were just not.
So you're very much a bougie white boy. This probably did bother you a lot.
Oh my god, it bothered me. I was sitting at my desk and refreshing every 10 minutes, and it was
Oh
a
my
little bit
God,
longer
damn
than
it.
4 hours.
You know what made me happy was I just kept thinking about all of the fucking girls out there named Brittany and Ashley who have like their whole livelihoods on Instagram and were probably just crying, thinking to themselves, "Oh my god, I have to go get a real fucking job
And
now."
see that bank account.
Yeah, you just dropping like the goddamn stocks back in the day. Fucking bubble bursts, and they're just thinking like, "Oh my god, I have to develop a fucking personality instead of just showing my ass backwards on this fucking camera."
I think that was why I was so upset because there was no asses on Instagram.
You're all about the legs, dude. You
Dude,
want
that's
likes.
all I'm on.
I'm a
That's all
butt
I'm there
man.
for.
I feel you on that one.
I'm there for. I'm on Instagram for the likes, the comments, and.
By the way, I know this is going to backfire, but I'm going to say it anyway. It bothers the fuck out of me when I wake up at 5 a.m. and do a dry scoop and put it on IG and you guys don't fucking share it. Are you fucking
here's the
kidding
deal,
me?
here's the deal. Who-
I don't like it.
Whoa.
You
I'm gonna
need
let Spencer say his part, but I'll tell you what.
if I fucking tag you guys, you fucking add it to your story. Give me some credit. It is not easy waking up at 5.
I add everybody to my story, and for some weird reason, you've tagged me, and it doesn't give me a notification. And the
feel
same
the
thing
same
might
way?
apply to Brock.
Cool, I hate
but
my
you
life.
might have a private profile for some weird reason where it won't allow me to add it to my story either way.
Yeah, I fucking hate it. Cool.
This is what I found happens if you type in, like, you hit the @ and then you tell the person's Instagram handle.
Have you hit
gotta
enter?
Click on their
Ah,
icon because if you
motherfuck.
just type it out,
If you
Son
type
of
it
a
out, it doesn't
do it.
send the link. Because I
That
noticed a couple
pisses
times
me
with
off.
Brock, too, where you've tagged me in things, and you might not have hit the same thing, and I was like, oh, I'd repost this, and I see it later on in the day. I'm like, well, it's too late now to repost it. It's 5 p.m. We're 12 hours over. But it's like, I'm all about reposting.
I just
on the
immediately
story.
assume that you both hate me and you don't love me anymore.
I mean, that's like about 65% true.
Okay.
The
That
other
makes
40% is just an Instagram error.
mine's 100.
I loved everybody commenting on it and saying like, oh, what did you do with your day today since we didn't have social? And I'm like, that makes me sad that like our whole day changes based off of what happens with fucking
I didn't get
social.
yelled at work because my dad didn't see me on my phone, so that was kind of cool.
This is the first time I actually did my fucking job in like a week and a
It's
half.
crazy
It
to
was
think
wild.
about too. Those companies, how much control they really have over us. I
Oh,
mean, between
yeah.
Facebook and Instagram, with that many people, that many issues. I mean, the memes that were coming out of it, the stuff that the
yeah.
content that was coming out of that alone is crazy to think that there's that much
When you
control
really
right
when
there.
you really sit down and think about it, the hooks that it has in you and in your life, it makes you uncomfortable when you legitimately
Right.
think about it.
Like I can't go anywhere without my phone. I can't.
So
like,
there
I
is
physically can't.
you know who Gary Vee is?
Yeah.
The entrepreneur,
Yeah.
Gary Vaynerchuk. He does talks and stuff like that. He does appearances and shit like that all the time. That was a nice lug, dude. He does appearances and shit all the time. And basically he did one like I think it was somewhere around 10 years ago where he asked the audience and he says like he's like, everybody, I need you to raise your hand if you would be perfectly okay with getting your cell phone installed in your forearm so that it's just always on you and you just lay down and you just tap. And he said out of everybody in the room, like 400 people, only one person raised their hand. And he's like, that makes sense. He says he asks it now. He says about 80 to 90% of the room is totally fine with it. Yeah. And I'm like, that is uncomfortable. Like, I understand that it has like hooks in us, but that is too much.
Right.
Like when it gets to that point, I'm going to be like, hey guys, I'm cool. You know, text me on my fucking super old school
I feel like
phone later.
there's so much convenience that they brought in from things like Apple Pay to social to whatever. I mean, you can do a million things. You can.
I mean, you're right, but it also still is just like sometimes you just sit down and you're like, man, it's still too much. Though.
It is. No,
like
I
I
can
get
see
I
that.
get the convenience factor.
Right.
It makes sense. It is convenient, but there's sometimes like boom boom. There is sometimes where you still just don't feel comfortable with how bad it is. Like, dude, when you get in your car and it starts recommending to you, like, oh, I know you're headed to the gym because this is the usual time you head to your gym. You want me to navigate for you? And I'm like, fuck you. Why do you know this information? Like, it creeps you out, dude.
I mean, I think it's really weird too if you start talking to somebody having a conversation and then you go to your Facebook and ads pop up about the things you were talking about.
Yeah, it's
That's
one thing.
really
It's
weird
one
to
thing
me.
when you
That freaks
search.
me out.
It's one thing if you search and then you get cookies. That actually makes
get
logistic sense
Yeah.
because I look up a laptop and then all of a sudden laptops start popping up.
Wow, you want to really
Yeah, man.
try that sentence again?
I look at laptops and laptops start popping up. That makes sense though because I might want to see a bunch of laptops so that I can make my decision. But yeah, talking on the phone,
It's crazy.
like that's not cool. Like why are you listening to my call, Google searching my call, and sending it to me? That sounds a little bit like an FBI agent. Chill the fuck out.
All right, so now we need to
Way
get back.
too much.
We need to get back Let's get some structure back in this.
God,
no more tangents.
Fucking structure bullshit.
So, Julian, hit us
motherfucking
with the
things.
first topic we're going to talk
Number
about.
one thing, we're going to do our weekly shout out
By
because
the way,
you forgot.
stop talking over me
When did I talk over you?
right now.
You just asked me to do
Just
this.
stop it. You're doing it again.
No, I'm not.
Knock it off.
No, I never
Knock
have.
it off.
You guys are so cute.
I tried to talk over him that time. I literally couldn't get it out fast enough. I want to do the weekly shout outs because you never shouted out Chris.
Oh, dude, I got
And you need to shout him out because it is fucking fantastic. And every time I see it, I'm like, bro, we got to remember to shout him out sometime.
All right, so I'm going to be shouting out my man Chris over at Kentucky Double. He actually was a fellow cigar buff like me. He makes the coolest whiskey / ashtrays I've ever seen. And if you haven't seen it, please go to my Instagram, Blackbeltbrock, and scroll down a little bit.
Have you seen it yet, Spence?
Yeah, it's incredible.
It's fucking toys.
And it's all handmade. Like, Chris is absolutely killing it. He was just at, and I don't know if you know this, Julian, like in Las Vegas, they do a yearly thing. It's basically like SummerSmash, but for cigars.
That's tight.
And all the big name companies go out there. He was actually there, and if you saw his Instagram story, like we were just talking about, like how much social media has like a hook in you, he figured out a way to geolocate his ads. So for every single person that was there, he was able to send an advertisement to their Facebook and be like, hey, I see you're checking out the ICPR, which is the event. Come check out my booth. I got the Kentucky Double. I'd love to talk to you about it. And just by doing that one little thing, he probably boosted his business phenomenally. It's one smart move. So Chris is hustling, and I just got to let him know that we appreciate you here on We're Just Gonna Wing It.
What's his IG handle so people can go check it out?
So he's actually got two. What I would recommend to follow first is his business, which is the Kentucky Double. He also has his own personal, which is Christopher Dangler, the number 1, all one word.
Which is fucking toit.
That's awesome.
So Chris, keep killing it, man.
And if you, like Brock said, go to his IG and check that thing out because when Brock showed it to me, I got super jelly because that thing looks sick. And you don't use it properly. Like the other day, we were at Cigar International and you had a Burger King cup on it.
No.
That's not what that's for.
No.
You fucking fat fuck.
So what we do, we're smart about it. And don't be using Justin's name like that.
Oh, Dr. Kelly.
Don't worry, we love you, Dr. Kelly.
Fucking asshole.
Even though you're obese and you have McDonald's fries swimming in your veins.
Such a fucking fat fuck.
No, we're smart about it. When we go to Cigar International, we actually bring our own Captain and Morgan. So then we'll go to either McDonald's or Burger King. I like Diet Coke with my Captain. So we'll get like a large Captain and Diet. We'll pour it in the cup. And then we just walk on in because Cigar Internationals, they're cool with it.
That's what's up, man.
Awesome.
Do they actually know that you have that in there?
Absolutely not.
So they think you're walking around with a Burger King?
Oh, yeah, they just think I'm fat.
They just think you're fat. Okay, fair enough.
The other cigar shop in Lancaster, you're allowed to bring.
No
bottles of-
shit.
Yeah, it's BYOB after 9.
Damn.
So we always
So you
bring
wouldn't
like a
have to sneak it
bottle
in.
of whiskey with us or whatever. And we'll
Have you
drink.
been up to the Cigar International?
No,
in
no.
Hamburg?
I think you go to DNS.
It's pretty tight.
But it's cool.
Yeah, it's
Good
pretty
spot.
cool. One day, next time we go up, we'll usually what we try to do is, this last time it didn't work out that way, but I like to meet Brock here and then we ride up. So one day we'll all have to
Where's
meet
it at?
here and ride up. It's in Hamburg. Have you ever been to Hamburg? Super north. But
near
yeah, we'll all
Cabela's.
ride up together, and then like my buddy Jake and his friends and shit, they all got their bikes and rode their bikes up.
That's cool.
Just for like the trip. So this last time I had to drive my car because I had shit to get done afterwards, so I drove myself separately. But in general, it's pretty cool. And then the ride up is fun because then we can do a podcast on the ride up or podcast on the ride down. Because I like to stay mobile, baby.
Get to the list of topics.
I like to stay mobile, baby.
God damn
Yeah, boy. I will stand here and fucking throw.
You're sitting.
I will sit here
stop throwing
and
the
I will
shocker
throw the
at me.
shocker at you all podcast long. I like to stay mobile, cuz. You like my hat, bro? Also, I don't give a shit. This is my podcast.
Your podcast. I'm the
Oh,
fucking talent.
what?
I'm the fucking
What?
talent.
I was just about to say. I was like,
You
what do
bring the
you
equipment,
fucking
I
contribute
bring
besides
my
your
voice,
fucking mouth hole?
I bring the beauty
mouth hole.
You
to
fucking
this
motherfucker.
podcast. My
Okay.
beautiful face.
God, you guys are
You had your.
losers.
I want to do one very quick shout out to Gabe, Mr. Unstoppable. Don't don't act like he ain't sexy. Look at you.
He's pretty sexy.
This is a sexy man
What a
right there.
good-looking dude.
He
He's
is.
his own non-profit organization. He's the fucking man, and I wanted to shout him out real fast. We will talk more about that in depth later on. So, I got a bunch of topics. I went on Facebook and I put up a status, and I was like, guys, what do you want us to talk about? Let us know. And like last time I did it, no one fucking said anything. This time I got like 12 answers.
We're moving up.
So
in the
we're
world.
so people actually care about what we talk about. And I just randomly, this is actually pretty funny. When we were doing the last one, the SummerSmash recap, one of my buddies actually messaged me because of the Priceline fucking fiasco that I was dealing with the other day. Bro, no, it got way worse. You guys don't even know how much worse it got. But my buddy commented, and he just goes, fucking Betty, and that's all he said, and that was the name of the fucking lady who I had a problem with at the Super 8. And I was like, dude, that's kind of weird, also
How do you
dope.
know that?
Because I said it on the I said it when we were doing the SummerSmash, but he was like, fucking Betty, and I just started laughing. I was like, oh shit, like, people actually legit listen to us. That's not okay.
No, that's
like,
probably
it's
not a
funny
good
that
idea.
we, like, are doing it and we're having a good time, but also, like, when I interact with people out in the world and they talk about stuff on podcasts, I'm like, oh god, I forget that people listen. Like, that's not safe. Like, it's not good. We don't want people to listen to us, man. So if you're listening, shut it off, man. God damn.
Turn that shit down.
All right, so I have a funny one. This one's for Brock, real fast. So, Brock, you can go anywhere in the universe. Where would you go?
I go to the planet of Butchalon,
Come on, man. Give me a real answer.
and I would hang out with all the big booty hoes.
Choose,
Avi.
How did I
choose
know
a
that was
planet-
going to happen?
Choose a planet in this solar system. Which one would you go to?
That I could actually, like, legitimately live on,
No. You just got to pick one and go, just for the fun of it.
just for the fun of it.
Yeah. Come on, man. Don't bring me down.
Saturn.
Saturn?
Yeah.
All right, Spence, what do you think?
Man, I don't know. I've heard it's not a planet, but I'd like to go to Pluto.
Yeah, there was a big thing about that, too. That was, like, one of the things on there. I was like, what do you think? You think Pluto's still a planet? I'm like, oh, yeah, because I give a
I
fuck
feel like
about
it's because
that.
it's fucking cold as shit. There's nothing there. It's
That'd be tight.
desolate. It's
The
kinda
Saturn
like,
actually makes sense because of the rings and shit. I literally wrote down that I'm going to ask this question, and Brock's going to immediately be like, Uranus!
Damn it. I missed the funny.
You just fucking missed it.
I was
hard.
waiting for somebody to say it, and then I'm like, I'm not going to ruin it for
I was
somebody.
I was expecting it to happen. I'm not going to lie to you. I thought for sure the first thing you would fucking do is be a dick about it, but that's all right. You don't have to be fucking cool
I
all the
said
time.
Planet Butchalon. That's pretty close to Uranus.
Planet Butchalon was actually pretty dope. So one more real fast thing that's going to ruin your life real quick. 1 light year is the distance it takes light to travel in a year. So basically 1 light year is about 6 million miles. Yeah, because the closest like star is like
Sounded like
20
exploding.
is like 20 million light years away. So what's 20 million times 6? Bottom line, we're alone on this piece of shit rock.
Oh, man, new fucking topic.
Shit.
I don't want to have an existential crisis right
know,
now.
now I'm like, I'm
Dude, you feel
worried.
so fucking insignificant when you hear
Yeah.
that stat. You're like, man, that sucks.
That does suck.
There's like hearing something like that literally gives nobody the fucking excuse to not go out and do cool shit. You're literally so small and so insignificant.
So
you
insignificant,
need to go out
dude.
and do something.
That's
Like,
true.
Like,
That's
like
the-
they say that
you
like
got
the,
to.
they say that the Earth is technically in the galaxy of what we know exists. The Earth is like smaller than a grain of sand, but like in all of the sand in all of the beaches around the entire world.
That's crazy to
So
think
that's
about.
just go fuck
But I mean,
yourself.
does that also
basically.
prove a point that there could be something else out
There
there?
is definitely something else
I
out
mean,
there.
I-
Like when
I-
you
I
say
do
it like
think
that,
that as
there's
well.
definitely something
There's
else out there. But
gotta be.
also, here's another cool way to look at it. Like 40 years ago, if you would have maybe more than 40, maybe 50 years ago, something like that. If you would have said that you can fly an airplane from LA to India in 1 day, everybody would have been like, you're out of your fucking mind. No, you can't
Right.
do that. So now that's a normal thing that people do every single day. So maybe flying to a planet 50 years from now is not going to seem like a big deal. Then again, in 50 years, people will probably be living on Mars.
That's true.
There's a good chance of that, they say.
Yeah, like colonizing it is like a legitimate thing that's going to happen. I mean, they're going
Right.
to die there. But then again, what does it matter where you die? If you're doing some cool shit on Mars, I think that's a probably pretty decent spot.
I'd want to bust the first nut on Mars.
See, that's exactly why you're on this podcast, because you ask
want to
ask
bust
the real
the first
questions and
nut
you think the important shit.
Mars.
I want to be the first one to bust a fucking nut to hentai on fucking Mars.
Okay. Hit me with that tentacle porn,
Hit me with
baby.
that tentacle porn, baby. Which goes right into our next topic: motivation. How do you keep yourself motivated, Brock?
This is actually a really interesting one. Because I actually was thinking this the other day when I was walking through town, not wanting to do cardio, not wanting to do anything but literally sleep. And I thought, I was like, fuck, what's motivating me? And I had, the fucking Olympics, whatever. But then I was like,
The fucking Olympics, whatever.
Yeah,
by the
whatever.
way. Can't wait to
American
take
hero we
that.
have here.
Yeah, what a real fucking
a real
American hero.
American.
Thanks a lot,
No.
Captain America.
No,
Now go
but-
ahead and finish your story there, Iron Man.
but that's exactly my point, though, is like, yeah, people want to always have like a reason to do something. I found
purpose.
that it's no longer about having like one thing that you're solely driven on. I think it really comes down to every single day I want to do something that I haven't done yesterday or that I haven't improved upon yesterday. Like, it's not even a motivating thing, because I feel like motivation's fleeting. Like, you can watch a video, you can listen to music, and you can get, like, that little dose of motivation.
Yeah,
but that's
but
fleeting.
it's
that
very
goes
quick,
away.
too.
Yeah.
It goes away very fast.
I don't think that it comes down to, like, oh, I have to be motivated every day. I have to have this one goal that I'm striving towards. That's great, and if it keeps you going, that's awesome. I'm not cutting anybody. But I think it comes down to, what is your intent behind your motivation? What is it that you're doing with that little dose of motivation at that moment? That's honestly what I feel it should be about. It's not because I'm trying to do something cool. It's because what I'm doing is the work that's going to make something cool happen in my life down the road.
That makes sense.
It's a good way to look at it.
What about you, Spence?
I mean, in reality, I was going to do the cliche answer that people motivate me. So it's like,
That's cute.
I look at people, you know, not in a good way, not in a bad way, but just looking at people that are in
Like,
better
you want to
shape
help
than
people,
me.
you mean? Yeah, helping people.
You know, better shape than me. They're like, it just motivates me to get better, to better myself, because there's better people out there. But I think it also kind of stems true into the aspect of, like, I know I'm not the most fit dude. I know I'm not the most athletic or fastest dude, but I'm going to be the hardest working dude.
Yeah.
Like, that's how I always look at it. Like, I don't give a shit. I'm going to work harder than you in the gym. I'm going to work harder than you with the diet. I'm just going to work harder. And I think that's what really motivates me on the back end, is that, like, not that I feel like I need to be better than anybody else, because I don't feel like I need to be better for myself. Like, myself motivates me. It's one of those things where, like you said, I want to be better tomorrow than I was today. Like, I'm always looking to be better one day ahead.
Which is cool. The one thing that relates to me the most with that was that Will Smith, actually, he said that he's like, I don't think that I'm particularly talented at anything. He's like, but I'm the type of guy that, like, you put me on a treadmill and put me next to somebody else, and he's like, and I will literally die before I'll let that person next to me beat me.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm just gonna work harder than you.
And it doesn't necessarily, like, I never think of it as a competition. I'm not out there to compete against somebody else or look better than somebody else or do something better than somebody else. But I know that I need to be better than myself.
Yeah.
That I was, you know, when I woke up.
Which is like that well, it sounds cliche, but that's that me versus me thing that shows up on IG all the time, which people are really into. Which is cool.
It is. It's cool. I mean, it's true. It's, you know, it's what's really been holding me down.
So the reason why I don't talk a ton about motivation and things like that is because mine is very polar opposite, and I think it's hard for people to connect with me when I say this, because I'm just gonna say it. I want to fucking beat everyone, and that, like, everything is a competition to me. Like, that's just the way I personally am, and, like, I think it's because, like, growing up, I mean, Jordan was the fucking man. After Jordan came Kobe. And after Kobe, no one else. I don't think anybody else. Actually, no, absolutely not. Absolutely fucking not. The closest thing, actually, right now that I've seen is Giannis from the Bucks. You'll actually appreciate this, Brock, even though I know you're not a big basketball guy. But there's a bunch of guys who usually get together every year, and they work out in the offseason together. Like, LeBron's actually really, really good friends with Chris Paul, with Carmelo Anthony, and with Dwayne Wade. And they're all really close. They all have been on different teams most of their careers and shit like that.
I've hung out with them. I know you're
Yeah,
talking about.
exactly. But they all work out together in the off season and shit like that. And they invited Giannis to come with them, because Giannis actually just won MVP. He's like one of the best players in the league right now. And they invited him, and he said no. And they were like, well, what's the reason why you wouldn't want to go work out with the best in the league? He's like, because I'm trying to beat those guys. Why would I hang out with them? And that, to me, is like the closest thing I've seen since Jordan. Like, because people ask Jordan, they're like, do you think that this mentality of, like, oh, let's go get together and we'll go play in Golden State together, do you think that this mentality would have flew? Like, you know, that shit doesn't fly back in the day.
No.
And Jordan's like, no, it wouldn't. It absolutely not would have. And you know why? Because if he would have looked at Larry Bird and if he would have looked at Magic Johnson and said, let's all get together and go play somewhere, they would have been like, the fuck for? I'm here to beat you guys. I'm not here to hang out with y'all.
I'm here to be the best.
I'm here to be the absolute best,
Right.
and that is that's my mentality with. Exactly. Can you stop?
You know what movie that's from?
Yeah, Karate Kid.
Yeah,
Knock it off.
yeah, go.
I'm not a fucking child. I know
proud
who
of
Daniel LaRusso is.
Damn right.
God, such a clown ass motherfucker. But
Next topic.
no, but for real.
Lord, next
Can
topic.
you stop smacking the table?
Don't care. Next topic.
That's gonna ruin the
Next
microphone.
topic.
You're the worst. I want to beat everybody. That's mine.
I mean, that's a good way to look at it, though.
That's just how I am.
That's how you are.
I don't think there's anything wrong with it. That's the other thing that I was going to say. There's nothing wrong with it. I 100%
agree.
It's just different for each individual person, which is cool. But like, you got to find that little thing that motivates you more than anybody else. So, if there's one thing in particular that would have happened to you that would have morphed you into the person that you are today, what is one thing that happened to you either as a kid, as an adult, or as a teenager, one of the three, that like fucked you up or changed you for the better? I think yours would make perfect sense to me is when you first started.
When my uncle touched me.
Yeah, when your uncle touched, touched your butt. So talk more about when your uncle grabbed you from behind. Talk more about that, Brock.
It was a dark and stormy night. No, it didn't happen.
And I loved it.
I'm being sarcastically funny.
You're not.
I zoned out. What are we talking about?
Motherfucker, you didn't listen to anything I said. You just started immediately talking about your uncle touching you.
I was like, I gotta make this funny now.
What's one thing that happened to you in your life that has morphed you into the man that you are today? Like
I know exactly.
Like a big event or something like that you think has altered you.
I know exactly what that is. So, back in freshman year of high school, I believe it was, I just started gym class, and we got to go in the weight room, and they were teaching us like how to use the machines and stuff, and I was like really into it, and I was like, I kind of like this. I like this working out thing. I think I'm gonna give it a shot. And after school, I was by myself, didn't know what I was really doing, but I was just trying to figure it out. So I'll never forget, I was on the lat pull down machine, doing my workout, and I think I like stopped to just take like a break, and one of the football players came up, and I guess he was like waiting for the machine or something, and he just basically came up and said, hey man, why don't you just get out of here? You're a waste of space. And I'm just like, whoa, cool. I don't want to be here anymore. Like, it was immediately demoralizing. It was immediately like, just, it crushed me. Like, I didn't want to work out. I didn't feel comfortable being at a gym.
Did you cry?
I didn't cry, but I definitely just didn't feel like the gym environment was something that I was going to enjoy anymore.
You cried a little bit.
So, like, pretty much the rest of my high school, I didn't fucking cry.
You fucking cried, bro. We all know you fucking cried.
No, but
bro.
I was definitely upset by it. And I think for the rest of
that's
my...
fucked up,
It's stuck
actually.
with you.
Let's just keep talking over me, guys. It's fucking cool.
He gets so fucking upset. Go ahead, man. Talk about, Dante, who made you feel like a punk ass bitch.
Why do you think his name is Dante?
He just sounds like a Dante.
He wasn't a Dante.
He sounds like a fucking Eric.
Eric,
Eric, yeah, it's probably more of an
Probably
Eric.
closer.
Fucking prick.
More of an
Dante's
Eric
a
type.
good dude. I know a couple of Dantes are good dudes, but Eric, what a fucking asshole, dude.
Blue-eyed, blonde-haired prick.
Yeah, fucking Hitler-loving prick.
Wow. We just took a left turn.
No, my bad. Left turn in a fuck town. All right, go ahead. Talk more about Hitler's
Long
nephew.
story short, I wasn't ever motivated to even go to a gym after that. So after high school and I graduated, somebody just gave me the whole set of the P90X DVDs, and I just kind of like fell in love with it. I was like, this is actually cool. Like, I can get a really good workout at home. I don't have to worry about going to a gym. And now I did like 7 rounds of it, something crazy like that.
Mother of Lord.
And ever since then, like, fitness became a passion for me. It's what got me into GNC. It's what helped me find Robin Dana Bailey. It's what helped me find First Form, and now we're here. So I mean, it was a huge impact on my life. Just that one negative event made such a positive impact.
Fucking Eric, dude. Eric changed your whole life. You should thank him.
Yeah, you should actually go back to it and thank him.
Hey, Eric, if you're listening to this,
Fuck you.
fuck you.
Yo, I guarantee you, Eric works for Priceline, dude.
He
Fucking
probably does.
Priceline or Super 8.
It's
he
one of the two.
he probably owns a Super 8 that only works with Priceline, motherfucker. That son of a bitch.
Oh my God.
All right, Spence, what do you think, dude?
I mean, I had a weird kind of experience. Sort of like, I guess falls along the lines of fitness as well. I was in high school. 2 of the more attractive women that went to my high school told me that I would be good looking and dateable if I wasn't so fucking fat.
Damn.
I know.
That's one way to
I
fucking
was
word
like,
it.
Holy shit. They're like, you have a really cute face if you lost 120 pounds. And I'm like,
Oh,
oh my
120
God.
is a large number,
Dude,
bud.
I was a big boy. And I think that's
That's a
always kind of stuck with
fucking
me because,
thing
like,
to
even
say.
there's times now, or I mean, we're going back like 10, 15 years now. There's still times now I'm running on the treadmill and I'm 3 miles in and I'm like, you know what? We'll call it at 3 miles. And that just fucking boom lights the fire and I'm like, we're going to fucking 4, baby. Let's go. Like, I don't know. And I I'm not going to name drop them, but it was very I kind of want to thank them.
Carla and fucking
Brittany.
Carla and Brittany, you
Dude,
hoe bags.
It's pretty close.
You
to
know
Carla
what
and
it
Brittany.
is? You know what it is? It's Carla and Brittany, and they're at Eric's house right now, and they all have to wake up and go to work for fucking Priceline in the morning. You sons of
But
bitches.
No, that changed me. But then throughout my younger years, it was just everybody making fun of me. Like, I used to wear flip-flops in 6th grade. People call me man flop because it wasn't the cool thing to do.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I would 100% call you man flop.
And
if
I was
knew
like, you know what? And I just kept getting made fun of. And then it's like, it stopped becoming a joke after a while when I got into, much better shape and successful job, successful life. And then I look back on so many people that I see out at a bar that used to make fun of me, and they're way beneath me, and I'm like, you peasants. And I love
you
it.
fucking
I'm
losers.
Like, I'm here. I'm royal.
Nothing but a bunch of
Gucci.
Yeah,
nothing but a bunch of
AirPods.
I'm like, sorry, I can't hear you through my AirPods. It doesn't speak
a bunch of
peasant.
Erics and Carlas and fucking Britneys just everywhere. Everywhere you fucking turn.
It really did fuck me up, man. It's just one of those things when you think about it, you're like, it really does fuck your head up when you're a younger kid.
Oh yeah, it absolutely does, dude.
It sticks with you. It stuck with you, Brock, and it stuck with me for sure. And it's like something so stupid that you don't realize now saying to somebody something as dumb as making a joke about something will stick with them too. So it's I try to watch myself. I try to be more of the motivational or nicer person than making a smart ass comment because it sticks with you.
Oh, it absolutely does. There's the other thing too that I was gonna say is that so guys like Eric obviously aren't in the gym all the time, kicking people off machines and being total fucking pricks. Not everybody in there is like that. You very rarely run into a guy like that because, to be honest, a lot of the people that I run into in the gym and that I have relationships with from that are some of the best freaking people. That's why SummerSmash is so sick, because some of those people they want that's why the family's so cool. They want us to succeed, dude.
Right.
I get so hype when I see other people doing great. The family is probably the exception to me wanting to beat everybody. That's probably the only exception I have. When I look at what you're doing, going to the Olympics and doing karate and
Julian's going to the
punching fourth graders and just knocking these little fuckers out, dude. Every time I see you punch a fourth grader, I get so hyped, dude. It makes me so happy, dude, every time.
Fourth graders didn't stand a fucking chance.
They don't stand a fucking chance against black belt cock, dude. Just slinging it. No, dude, that's probably my... I'm so fucking cool. I'm going to Chicago. I'm going to be in the Olympics.
This podcast brought to you by anti-bullying campaign.
No, but that's probably my only exception is legit the family, and there's so many people out there who get so nervous about going to the gym. You're a perfect example of that. They get so
that's a real
nervous.
thing.
It's a
gym
intimidation, dude. Anxiety,
it's the worst.
And dude, I run into so many people at the gym that I see outside and outside the gym, and they're just so chill. They're so cool because they know that we're there doing something.
Right.
You're there to improve,
most of my friends
dude.
are from the gym. I feel like I haven't talked to anybody really from high school or even after high school. Most of my
those
friends
people
are
suck.
Just fucking from the gym, and they're good people.
Yeah.
They're just good, solid people. I think that's always what I tell people. I'm they're always afraid to go in. I'm no, you're gonna meet some of the best fucking people on the planet.
They're gonna be awesome as shit, and that's sick because that's so much of your life, because you actually do spend a crazy amount of time in the gym with those people. You don't realize how much they integrate into your life. You know what I'm saying? Mine was is gonna roll right into the next topic, but so my ex didn't like how big I was when I was I was bigger, but I had no muscle, nothing to me. And I actually, ironically, I did get the P90X DVD and I did try it. And I remember her coming over, watching me do it, and she's like, I love watching you do this. And I'm like, why? And she's like, because it actually shows that you give a shit about yourself. And you're trying. And it was nice of her to put it that way, but also in the back of my mind I was like, whoa, I don't care about myself.
Right.
And that's the one thing that kind of hit me and stuck with me so much more than anything else, to the point that when she finally got sick of my bullshit and left me, I did sit down and I went, oh shit, I legit don't care about me.
Right.
That's my problem. I need to start giving a shit about my health. I need to start giving a shit about what I weigh, how unstrong I am, how bad my cardio is. That's a problem. So that was one of the big things that kind of flipped the switch for me. But that rolls perfectly into the next segment that I'm going to bring up. And so I messaged Brock the other day and I said, yo, Brock, do you happen to have the P90X DVDs? And he messaged me back, and he was like, yeah, dude, and, like, all hype, because you're a child. You like, send exclamation marks and text messages like an infant.
I always do. And I'm always, like, sitting there. I'm just like, absolutely, man. And then it's, like, 15 exclamations.
And you're like, where's that 4th grader so I can beat his ass?
And,
I'm
Blackbeltbrock, I'm so fucking cool. But, I messaged him and said, like, do you still have those? And he was like, yeah, dude. And then he messaged me back a couple months later. He's like, for you? Or is it going to be, like, for Megan? Like, who's it for? And I was like, nah, man, like, for me. And you got really excited, and I was like, yeah, man, like, I'm going to do it. And then immediately I was just like, all right, dude, $100 says I finish it, because you were like, dude, you're going to fucking hate it. And I was like, yeah, I know I'm going to hate it, but I'm at the point now where, like, I need to put myself out of my normal routine.
Right.
Like, I can go to the gym, and I can do chest, shoulders, legs, arms, back, blah, 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 blah. And I could do that forever, and it won't bother me. Like, the cardio thing, I need to increase my cardio anyway, but I really need to do something that's different, that wakes me up at 5, that I can knock out, and that I can, like, really challenge myself with, because
That's so cool, man.
You know what I mean? I need to do something like that. So Brock and I have a little fucking bet that we're doing, and for the next 90 days, starting tomorrow morning. I'm starting tomorrow morning. I'm getting the DVDs when I leave this motherfucker, and July 4th, I start 90 days, and it's going to suck.
I cannot wait until Friday when you message me and go, bro, plyo?
Sucks.
I fucking vomit.
Or he's going to be like, bro, what's your Venmo? Here's $100.
No, dude. No, see, like, that's the thing, though. Like, the last time I did a challenge, and, like, I did a challenge. My thing is, like, if I do a challenge and I don't have somebody betting against me or doing it with me, it makes it so much harder whenever, like, no one knows that I'm doing a challenge. Like, if I know everybody else knows about it, like, putting it on the podcast and, like, making people aware, dude, like, it makes it so much worse. Like, I'm so much more intense with it.
Right.
Like, to the point, like, I challenged myself with these podcasts to the point that, like, Megan hit me up and was like, I want to hang out tonight. And I'm like, I got to go do a podcast. Like, I'm challenging myself to make sure that I go out of my way to do shit that I don't normally do.
Yeah, get out of your comfort zone.
You know what I mean? Like, I need to get myself, like, it's so easy to just say, like, yeah, no, it's Wednesday night. We're not working tomorrow. Everybody has the day off. Like, yeah, tonight would have been a good night to have, like, a date night and chill, watch Netflix, order a pizza. No. Like, I had my food that I'm supposed to eat. I drank the water that I'm supposed to fucking drink. I get over here, I do the podcast, I get home. Tomorrow morning, I start on P90X.
That's dope, man.
And we're betting $100, and when I win, I'm going to do something cool with the $100. I don't know what I'm going to do yet, but I'm going to do something fun with it.
All I'll say is, too, part of the conditions to make sure that you
Yeah,
stay
oh, that's right.
accountable.
Yes.
So we'll say here on the podcast so we can always refer to it. You need to put it on your Insta story.
Yeah.
Of you actually doing one of the movements of the exercise.
God.
Like, I don't want you to just pop in the DVD,
Sucks,
take a picture.
Dude. I would never. You know how I am, though. I would never lie.
But
if I didn't do it, I would just straight up message you and be like, hey, man, I fucking
You wouldn't
suck.
lie like fucking Betty from fucking...
Dude, I wouldn't lie like Betty did to me, dude. I wouldn't do me dirty like Betty did to me. Fucking whore.
But
unbelievable.
His grandma.
I want you to do it every
Punch your grandma in the
single
face
day.
if her name is Betty.
Every single day you got to put it on your story.
I will.
Okay.
I legit will.
And then I want you...
Even if it's only 10 seconds, I will.
I want you to message me. It doesn't have to be every day, but
I'm
going
gonna
to
message you every day.
The days where it was extra sucky, like, I want you to send me just a text message and just describe the workout.
I'm just going to send you a picture of the throw up in the bucket next to me.
That's even better.
And you're just going to be like, hey, man, this is all your fucking fault.
You know what? That kind of
piece
stems
of
back
shit.
to the whole thing that I've been doing, and you guys have jumped in on the 5 a.m. crew, thanks to Dr.
Dude.
Kelly, because it keeps you accountable.
Dr. fucking fat
Dude,
ass.
that's literally, like, I think about it, I get up, my alarm goes off at 3:50, sometimes 3:30, depending on the day, and I'm like, I gotta go do it, because if I don't put that fucking story on my Instagram, I'm a bum.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and it holds you accountable to do it.
Which was super fucked up, because I want to say Tuesday, I've woken up at 5 a.m. every single day and tried. I haven't done it a couple of days. The one day was like I legit.
Bum.
I know, dude. And I don't feel good when I don't, dude. And the one day was legit. I woke up and I was like, hey, I can't see my phone 6 inches from my face because of how bad my migraine is. And I was like, that's still just such a bitch move. Like, it's just a bitch move. I'm not doing it. And it bugged the shit out of me. And I went back to bed. Like, it bugged the shit out of me. And the one thing that's crazy is that, like, I don't know if you guys feel the same way. I don't feel any different throughout my day. Like,
No.
it does not. I was
just gonna
expecting
say
it to be super shitty and, like, you're, like, dragging ass all day.
No.
Dude, don't feel like
Dude,
that
I
at
feel-
all.
I
Like, I
honestly
feel
think
good.
I
I
feel
feel better.
better. Yeah.
I legit feel better.
I'm waking
And you're
up and
thinking in
I'm
your head,
like,
like,
wow,
how am I missing
shit.
2 hours of sleep that I normally get? And like, or depending on your job and shit. Right off the bat, dude.
Too. So it's like, I mean, I walk right downstairs because we have a private gym in my. Not a big deal.
Bougie bitch. Do us all a favor. Take a drink of your Perrier, you fucking bitch, and then go ahead and continue your story about your private gym
downstairs. And I'm like, so I just go downstairs, and it's like I'm still like not half asleep, but I'm like, fuck, like I don't want to do this. The second I get on the treadmill, the second I get on the elliptical, boom, I'm awake, I'm alive, and I feel great. I go upstairs, shower, go to work. I'm more alert at work.
Absolutely.
Like it's just a better feeling all the way across.
And, like, it actually is good for you, too, because then you want to have your first meal early, and that kickstarts your metabolism, so you're actually burning more throughout the day. Yeah, man, all the science comes into it, too.
I'm burning 900 calories before I would even eat food fasted at night. So it's like after doing an hour cardio, 900 calories burnt right off the bat. It's like, that's insane.
And the one thing is, I have I don't know if you're Samsung or you iPhone, I forget.
I'm iPhone.
You're iPhone, but I have this, you fucking piece. You would be iPhone, you and your AirPods. You're just drinking the Kool-Aid along with everybody else, you loser. I have the Samsung Health app. And it's tight because it tells you, it like tracks your steps, it does all that cool shit, it tracks your sleep, all that cool shit. The one thing that got me super hype was the other day I got done doing my cardio, I did everything, and I'm sitting in the parking lot waiting to go into work, and I get an update from Samsung. It's like, just so you know, like your output today was at like 6,000 steps or something, blah, blah, blah. It's like, it's 8:15 in the morning. Awesome. I'm like, that's tight. But then also it goes, by the way, here's a chart of everybody who uses the Samsung app, and this is where you are on that chart, and it points, and it's like top 3%. And me being me, I'm like, fuck yeah, I'm in the top 3%. That's called winning, motherfucker. Yeah, that's what that is.
That's awesome.
So that was one of those things where, again, it was just another moment where I was like, damn, dog, I'm cool as shit.
Yeah.
That's that winning mentality right there.
Next topic.
Most important topic that we're going to discuss all night, Spence. We been to the moon, bro?
Oh no. For everybody listening to this podcast,
Spence doesn't believe.
We never went to the moon.
Oh my God! No.
Let me rephrase this. Let me rephrase this.
Rephrase yourself.
Okay. In 1969, we did not go to the moon. That was fucking fake. It was fake, and it was a hoax. It was a lie. You were lied to. Talk about drinking the Kool-Aid. The American people are drinking the Kool-Aid. Have you guys not watched a video in your life?
Dude, it is July 4th. You're being so un-American right now.
I don't give a shit.
Oh my
Neil
God.
Armstrong, Buzz Aldrin, liars, dude. They were never there. They're fucking actors, dude. That's all it was.
Yo. Okay, so.
Call them out.
Yo, man. Oh, God, you're such a vicious
I'm not big
animal.
on conspiracy theories. The only conspiracy theory I'm big on is this, dude, the moon landing thing. Right. I've done extensive research.
So I'm gonna fire off a couple of quick questions just to validate Spence and how normal of a person he is. Spence, do you believe in flat Earth?
No.
Okay, so you think the Earth is round?
I do.
So obviously you're not sane. So that's number one right there. Global warming, real or no?
Okay, so I saw a tough one. I always thought global warming was like a questionable one. I saw a tough one a couple days ago where somebody did an experiment with ice cubes in water. Then they heated up the water, the ice cubes melt, and the water's at the same level. And I was like, explain that one to me.
Oh, shit,
and it's all about, dispersion. I get it. But yeah, I do think that, I don't necessarily think that there's global warming due to us. There is some. I don't think it's as effective as what we've done to it, but there's also a cycle of the globe. I mean, this has happened over millions of years.
Okay.
So it's like we might be going into a hotter cycle.
Jesus.
We'll go into 10,000 years. We'll go into a colder
cycle. So the Ice Age was a real thing.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So that's not as bad. I was trying to validate you, and you just fucked yourself so hard. So the one thing that you did mention to me, which I actually don't like, it actually bothers me more than anything that we've talked about, was that they did the moon landing, right? Mm-hmm. They shot the information down to Earth, put it onto a television, and then we didn't have the technology to shoot it back to the U.S., and we watched it on a television.
We watched a camera filming a television is what we watched.
And
that's a proven NASA fact. You can go to NASA and you can prove that fact.
And that's the part that bothers me more than anything. It's like, dude, you can take people, shoot them onto a giant fucking
but you don't have the technology to televise it back. And apparently they had the technology to televise it to one TV in Africa. It was like in the Mojave Desert. There was some like station that was there, televised, and there's a camera filming that image off of a television is what you saw. And that's what, I mean, it's a proven fact.
See, that part bothers me. That part bothers me because if you can put people on the rock in space, why can't you just bring the shit back, dude? Run some cables, bro. I want to see this shit live.
Yeah, I don't know.
You know what I mean? Like, that bothers me.
I think there's a couple things about that whole moon landing.
So you, but you do believe that we've been to the moon?
I don't know if we have or if we haven't. I'm saying
God.
Apollo 11 never happened. I'm saying that we were never, not that it never happened, but it wasn't. It was a whole. Dude, if you look at history
God,
with us and the Soviet Union, we were there to beat. We were there to win because we're winners. We're Americans. We're winners. That's just how we do.
Everybody and every guy in government thinks just like me.
And who's to say we didn't just lie our way through it? I mean, there's 100 different things that are wrong with that. And when you're on top of that, when you're watching a camera, film, and television in the 1960s. There's a lot of things that you can't maybe necessarily pick up, but with today's technology, it pulls up. We can take the pixels and create it to make it a better, clearer image. There's nothing under that lunar module. There's no dispersion of dirt. There's none of that. The footprint, incorrect footprint of the pictures.
Brock, you're being swayed. Brock, you're being swayed, aren't you?
I don't know, man.
Dude, I'm getting more and more nervous as we sit here.
I'm thinking, honestly, this is my theory, though. I think it was filmed at Area 51.
Ooh,
that's what I think. I think it was filmed there because you literally cannot go there. You can't do anything there. So what would be a better place to film it besides a place that nobody would ever go to figure anything out?
So do you think that they just shot the rocket up into space as like a joke? Like part of it? Because that like there was people there who saw that.
And I know we've been to space. Like I'm not saying that we haven't been to space. I know the International Space Station is a real thing. I understand that. I'm saying that there's a chance that rocket went up like the other Apollo missions and came back down and they never made it to the moon. Is what I'm saying. And
you think they just faked it because Russia was
it's
like
a big
right
goof. I mean, if you look at Apollo 15, if you ever watch that movie with shout out to Wilson by Mr. Tom Hanks, it's I mean it's not historically accurate completely, but it is for the most part. They went up. Their mission never worked out to what it was. They came back down. Who's to say we didn't shoot a rocket up? They go up there, buzz around for a little while, and come back down. But meanwhile, we're showing the American public, hey, they're on the moon right now, when in reality, they're fucking floating only in the stratosphere. They're not even, or whatever it is, the one that's above the stratosphere.
And they, pre-recorded it or something like that.
Yeah, I don't, and I want somebody to completely prove me wrong. I always get a lot of shit for it. I got tons of shit for it. But if you really sit down and you think about it, there's no physical proof or evidence. They're like, well, what about moon rocks? It's like Buds. I can go fucking dig one out in Montana. I mean, meteors fall there all the time.
Oh, shit, man. This is rough. Go ahead, Brock. Hit him back, Brock. Hit him back. Come on, man.
I'm just saying.
Stick up for America, you fucking American hero.
I'm just saying, I'm pretty sure the Earth is a donut, and we all just need to get on one side of the donut, jump up and down, flip it like a cold side of a pillow, and fix this whole global warming thing.
Dude, if the Earth is flat, how comes like there's different temperatures at different places at different times? Because if the Earth is flat, no, you sound stupid. Shut the fuck up. As soon as you said it, I was like, son of a bitch. But no, that's not what Spencer. You're dumb. Don't be stupid.
No, I mean the Earth's definitely round. I've been high enough up to looked out of an airplane to know see a curvature.
My God.
Oh yeah, want to talk more about how many
bougie you are? Jesus Christ.
I'm sorry,
bougiest guest we will ever have on the We're Just Gonna Wing It podcast.
And I looked and I was like, Pilot, can you show me the curvature of the Earth?
Pilot, can you do another quick go around the globe? So that
we're gonna get off this topic because Brock's gonna freak out. I can feel it. All right, Brock. It's another great question for you. So you're not allowed to do karate. You're not allowed to work out. You're not allowed to smoke cigars. You're not allowed to do anything that you already enjoy. But you have to choose a career, and you have to do it for the rest of your life. Gay porn, dude, really?
Hey,
I don't think you're kidding at all. Actually, I think
you're
out
of your comfort zone. They make bank.
Dude, they make more than regular porn stars, dude. They make more than regular porn stars, and they're not gay. A lot of them aren't gay.
He does soft gay porn, so it's not like intense. It's soft gay porn. Dude is loaded, and he's not gay.
No, because they make so much more. Because it's hard to find guys who are willing to do it, I guess. That's a great answer. I was not expecting you to come that quick with a great answer. Spence?
$20 is $20.
$20 is $20. Spence, what are you thinking, man?
This
okay, well, I don't know every single thing that you do, but let's just assume.
You can't be fucking bougie.
Yeah, you're not allowed to be bougie anymore. Okay. You have to not drink Perrier. You have to not fly on your PJ. You're not allowed to talk to your server, butler, Alfred, and have him bring things to you anymore. But you have to choose something that you don't already consider a great hobby to you right now. And you have to do it for the rest of your life. So you're not allowed to make music. You're not allowed to work for the brewery. You're not allowed to do any of that stuff.
This sounds really bizarre and banana lands of a question or of an answer, but I'd love to fly remote control airplanes as a hobby. Is that weird?
That would be your whole career then. And you want to make a career out of that. It's not a career. That's not weird at all.
I feel like I've always wanted to just like buzz around with like a little fucking. I mean, I don't know. You guys are looking at me like I'm a fucking idiot. I was thinking about that earlier. I'm like, I think it'd be so cool to fly like remote control airplanes and like drones and shit. Like just, and I don't do any of that now. I do none of that. But I just think that'd be something that'd be cool. That, or maybe I'd fucking fly myself to space. Maybe become an astronaut.
See, you're getting into the bougie shit again. Because this is all shit bougie fucking people think. Like, I would love to have my.
I would love to go to Taiwan and have people feed me.
To space,
and have people feed me grapes.
Peasants are around me.
I would love to have
breathing my air.
Can anybody find me a manservant to feed me grapes from his balls? I don't know how you feed how you feed grapes from your balls, but it's exactly.
No, I mean I don't know. That's a tough one. If I wasn't allowed to do anything that I do now, what would I do?
Yeah, dude, it's rough.
That's a rough one.
It makes you choose something way fucking out of left field that you're like, oh, I don't do that at all.
Yeah,
it's
like,
rough.
I mean, I don't know. It's like, well, I do a lot of things, so it's like if I know, could do any of that.
But it's one of those. Yeah, that's why you cut out. Brock jumped straight to gay porn. It made me uncomfortable how quickly you came up with your response, by the way.
I mean, it just comes down.
You're not in any videos I might accidentally click on?
Nah, you can.
Dude, I would be upset. I would be like, they talk about how they're like, imagine that you're watching porn one day and all of a sudden your daughter pops up and you're just like, oh shit, that'd be terrible. I'd be more upset if you popped up.
You'd be upset, but you'd watch.
Because I'd have to ask you questions. So I'd have to be like, first of all, I would immediately text you and be like, dude, he's not even that good looking. But then immediately after, I'd be like, why'd you get the cantaloupe out of the fridge? Like, you're a weirdo, dude. You had to fuck that in the middle of the video, dude. Oh man. Oh man. Mine would be photography, only because it's like one of those things where it's like, I think it's so cool, some of the shots that people get and like the things that look so sick, but I'm so much more the guy who wants to be in front of the camera than behind it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, I like when someone takes a dope-ass picture of me. It would bother the shit out of me that I take cool pictures of everybody else all day long. I'm never in the fucking picture. But like, if I could take a sweet-ass picture of myself doing something cool, that'd be the ultimate. But I can't do that when you're a photographer. So when you're a photographer, it's just like, hey man, shoot other people doing cool shit all the time. That would bother the fuck out of me. So that would be my choice.
You'd be the cameraman when I'm doing gay porn. That's what that would be.
Yeah, I'd be the cameraman while you're doing gay porn. I'd be the cameraman while you're doing gay porn, and Spence would be flying a drone in the background watching you do gay porn.
Or I would be in an astronaut suit joining him in the gay porn. We're going to space, bro.
We didn't land on the moon, but I'm going to land on your ass.
We didn't land on the moon, but guess who's getting
You want to see my rocket?
That's also probably the best part about porn is anything you say could count super sexual, especially in gay porn. It's like, hey man, that's a real nice pencil you got there.
Oh my god.
You want me to show you
I don't like how
my
you're looking
pencil?
me in the eyes. You're giving me the fuck me eyes right now.
Goddamn right, I'm giving you the fuck me eyes. You want to be in gay porn? Let's get going.
I don't want to be in gay porn.
Yes, you do.
I want to be funny on a podcast. I feel like you guys taking me way too literal.
Nah,
right
man, you chose what you chose. You made your choice. This is your bed. You're gonna sleep in it.
Yeah, whatever. I'm gonna be the best at it.
You would be the best gay porn star, dude. I'd watch everything you make just because you're my brother and I respect you.
Yeah,
and I
but
care about you.
Megan told you what happened when we were coming back, right?
What do you mean?
Stopped at the gas station.
No, it makes me nervous that you immediately brought this up after gay porn, but go ahead.
Apparently, we walked into the gas station to take a bathroom break, and I was just walking around for food, and I guess Megan was talking to one of the female workers there, and like pulled Megan aside, and was like, hey, who's the guy in the white shirt?
Oh, you know what? She might have brought this up.
And she was like, oh, that's a guy we're traveling with. He's a buddy of my boyfriend. He goes, oh, does he have a girlfriend or something? Because like,
oh, was this at the little gas station that we were like almost home?
Yeah, and then Megan was like, no,
this is like Indiana, dude. So
yeah.
This
was a tough look for Brock. I mean,
but anyway, so
what did Gertha say?
So she was like, so is Gertha?
Yeah.
Dude, you're not far off.
No, not really.
Gwyneth and Bertha.
Peggy and Gertha.
Yeah, what did 900-pound Gertha say?
So she was like, so is he single? And Megan's like, yeah. He goes, well, how can he be that good looking and single? Like, is he gay? Like,
I love that you're immediately gay.
I'm just like, I don't know why it always.
And Megan turned and was like, yeah, he does gay porn, so it's whatever. He makes good money though. Makes really good money though. So what did she respond back with? She was like, no, he's
I
not
think
gay.
Megan just laughed. I was like, no, he's not gay. At least I don't think he is. And it's like,
At least I don't think
I've seen his fake Tinder. He's not gay.
I mean, he's got this weird Grindr profile.
Never seen the Grindr, but I've definitely seen the fucking fake
Tinder.
Tinder.
Just go
Fake
on there
Tinder.
like, show me your dick.
Show me your dick, boy.
Boy. Squeal like a pig.
Squeal like a pig
You
for
got
me.
a pretty mouth.
I want to fuck it. All right. All right. I'm sorry. All right. Last question. We're going to close out the podcast with this question. Because this is a weird question that I like to think about, because not everybody answers it the same. I feel like it's a very obvious answer. If you could go back and live your entire life over again, not knowing anything, just live it again, would you do it or would you not do it? Like, you just have to straight live it again. You don't get to know any of the information. You don't get to know how it turns out. But someone says to you, like, dude, man, you hit this button, you go back, and you do it again. Do you want to do it or not?
Fuck no.
See, that's... A lot of people say yes to that question.
Nah.
And you don't want to do it again?
I'm good. I'm honestly...
See, you're where you're at, though. I feel like if you were, like, 700 pounds and not doing super great, you might want to try again.
Yeah, but
this is a tough one.
See what I mean, dude? I mean, the obvious one is like, oh, you wanna go back in time, but you get to know all the information. It's like, fuck yeah, I'll come back and I'll rape the stock market and I'll crush it and whatever. You know what I mean? But like, you don't get to know anything. You just gotta straight go back.
Do you get that weird deja vu feeling from time to time?
All the time.
Do you still get that?
All the
like
time.
if you go back, like,
Yeah.
so you
yeah.
might
okay,
get like
we'll
a
add
little
that
bit
in.
of,
Sure. Yeah, you get like a weird intuition about things. Like someone just whispers to you that like there's a stupid ass company called Amazon coming out, and you get a little spider sense tingle. But then that's all you get, and you don't know why you get it, because then you also have that same thing happen where they're like, dude, Bill Cosby's the greatest. And someone's like, oh, okay. And you don't know what that's for, but you know something there is going to happen.
Dude,
Are you going back, Spence?
I think I fucking might.
Yeah, you're going to do it again.
Dude, I think
You
I
seem
might.
like a do it again
But then
kind of guy,
though,
dude.
I'm also I enjoyed most of my childhood. I enjoyed most of my life. Like,
Well, that's because you're bougie and rich and...
I mean, I loved everything.
White privilege.
System.
Look at you,
guys
dude.
suck.
You got your brown hair. You got your brown eyes and your brown hair and your nice watch and your nice tattoos.
I mean, I think I might go back. I think I might go back. I'd take my chances on getting those spidey senses and maybe
running with one of those?
maybe run it and maybe not. Maybe nothing comes of it, but I would relive my entire life again because I don't have any regrets at this point. No regrets.
No regrets.
I am no
But there is
regrets.
always a chance that like you're 8 years old and you're like bouncing a ball in the street and you go to shoot a hoop and all of a sudden bust, bang, and Spence is gone.
That's your
So
do-over.
that's,
That's your mulligan.
Fuck,
Yeah, dude, you
man.
could fuck your mulligan up, dude.
Yeah, dude. I don't know. I'm gonna say yes,
Damn.
but at the same time, I don't know.
See what I mean?
Not.
To me and Brock, this feels like an easy yes or no. This is immediate no from me. I'm good. I'm not running it back. I'm good.
Yeah, you see, I don't like.
But
I'm at that
some
point where it's
some
like,
people are like that. Some people just want to do it
because
again.
I enjoyed
man.
it so much.
I
that,
did
like,
have a good
enjoy it
time.
again.
I did have a good time, and I think about the idea of like going back and just running high school back. High school was fun for me.
Yeah, high school was so much fun for
So
me.
not everybody Brock's not having a good time,
I
dude.
did
Shaking his head
not
hard no.
Like high school, man. High school was not
High school was
fun.
so good to me. Minus
High
those
school was
two
so
chicks,
sick,
Brittany
bro.
and whatever the hell her name
Fucking
was.
Brittany and Carla.
And Carla calling me
Carla and
fucking
Brittany, dude.
fat.
See, Eric ruined you, bro.
Yeah, dude. Eric fucked you.
Eric
No,
fucked
it
you
was
hard.
Eric's
no, no,
literally
no, no.
Eric
fuck
fucked you,
in
and
gay porn.
yep,
no.
Eric fucked you, and that's why you want to do gay porn,
Yeah,
dude.
you
Because
just
Eric
got
fucked you hard.
plowed by Eric.
It was literally and it's not to say like it's a boohoo sob story, but I just did not get out enough and do a lot of the cool stuff that you're
Everybody else
supposed
did.
to do. And it does kind of all circle back to karate in a way. Like it was middle school when I first started, and like ever since then, like it just in a very good and positive way, it consumed a lot of my life. But with everything good, there has to be something that's bad that comes with it. Like there were plenty of opportunities where I could have gone out and done things, but I would choose karate over any of those things. If it was a morning practice, an evening practice, like I was there, that's what I wanted to do. I didn't want to be anywhere else other than being at the dojo. Like that was just, it was so, just like you said, like it's a yes or no question. Same thing with that. Like, Brock, you have two options. You can do this really cool thing where you're going to meet a lot of new people, make some good friends for life, or you can go practice for 2 hours and be like, yeah, practice. Like, no hesitation.
It's really sad.
This is it, what it is.
No, it's not sad.
I mean, now, but look at you now. I mean,
And that's exactly why you're gonna win fucking silver, baby. Get it.
Don't fucking curse into that bullshit. I will throw that back at the fucking
was more of a bronze. It's gonna be black belt bronze Brock.
All right. To close, I do want to say that they should get rid of bronze. It pisses me off.
Yeah,
that
bronze
exists.
is such a bullshit medal.
God, it pisses me off. Like, there's not many things other than Super 8s and fucking price lines that bother me more than the fact that bronze exists, man.
Yeah,
it's just such a fuck you.
It is.
1 and 2, dude. And the only reason why you have 2 is so that you can feel shitty about the fact that you weren't 1.
Right. That's it.
That's literally it, bro.
You shouldn't be. 3 feels like you got fucking beat by everybody.
Oh,
I mean,
God, man. 3's terrible. You ever see that meme where it's like a picture of like China and they getting silver and they're crying their eyes out, and then it's like Great Britain getting bronze and they're like jumping in the pool throwing a party? I'm like, that's because you're Great Britain. You suck.
You suck.
You suck, dude. The only thing cool about you is your accent, bro.
Yeah, how was 1776? What's up? It's 4th of July. How you guys like getting those?
Tea party, bitch.
Yeah, what's up,
We're about to
baby?
throw a tea party, bitch.
You guys remember that? Yeah.
All right,
y'all
so in
forget?
summation, I'm doing P90X. I'm putting $100 on the line. There's 181 days until the end of the year. Brock, what you gonna do, bud? Because I'm challenging you right now. I want to see you do something cool before the end of the year. You only have 181 days to do it. What are you gonna do, bro? Spence lost 10 pounds since I've seen him last. Looks super trim. You, on the other hand, are 5 pounds overweight, fatty. What are you doing, dude? Come on.
I'll have a 6-pack by the end of the year.
Oh! And the reason why I like that, I've never seen you with a 6-pack.
I've never had a 6-pack.
You've never had it, dude. I've never seen
Dude,
it.
he's gonna look so good in gay porn.
Dude, he's gonna look good. You're gonna be super shredded. You're gonna be getting railed, and he's gonna be like, you know what, dude? Go ahead and flip me over, bro. Go ahead, bro.
I've legitimately never had abs.
No,
Even at
dude.
my very, very leanest.
Your peak.
Never had abs.
Yeah.
I will have abs by the end of the year.
Damn, dog.
And not even
Damn.
because... And I don't
I'm not gonna bet against you.
And I don't even want it to be for, like, the aesthetic look of it. It's to prove myself. And there's a little thing,
Especially
too.
because it's hard for you.
Well, that and because I'll never forget this. My stepfather told me, and I told him this back when I was first doing P90X. I was like, I told him, and again, it's a weird thing that I remember, but I was helping him repaint a ceiling at an outdoor baseball stadium over the summer. And I don't know how the conversation came up, but I was just like, yeah, you know, I'm going to do this, and, you know, I'd want to have abs one day. And he goes, you won't have abs. I'm like,
Oh, shit.
the fuck you talking about? And he goes, you just won't have abs. It's not
Damn,
going to
bro.
happen. And I asked him, I was like, why would you even say that? He goes, well, genetically, like, some people just don't have that structure in their body to have a 6-pack ab. Because, like, your body is your body. Like, genetically, like,
Yeah,
that's why
that's
you
a real
see
thing.
people that have, like, 8-pack, 6-pack, 4-packs. He goes, I just don't
I'm a
think
keg
it'll...
kind of guy.
And he didn't even say, like, you might get it. He's like, you just will never have it. So I was just like, it's always in the back of my mind, like, just that little thing of, like, fuck that, man.
Got
Like,
181
I'm
days,
gonna
dude.
fucking make it happen.
Dude, it's 181 days. A lot can happen.
Yeah. You're gonna lose 1 pound a day. You're gonna weigh nothing,
Yeah.
and you're gonna have abs. You're gonna be a skeleton.
It's gonna be sweet.
So proud of you, Spence.
So right
You have
now,
181 days, bro. What are we doing?
Currently, I'm a week and a half down on 9 weeks of straight 2-a-days, 7 days a week.
Oh my god.
With a strict diet of
Oh.
a lot. I'm fucking, like I said, I'm down 11
Oh
pounds
my
since
God.
SummerSmash. So it's been 10, and which probably isn't healthy. I think I'm at
No,
11 days.
but that happens a lot though.
And
It
I'm
happens
just
way
like-
more than
I'm
you
like
think. That's not
fucking
super crazy.
Shredded now. Well,
Yeah.
not shredded.
No,
but
you
like,
look like a
I'm
model.
fucking-
No, you look a lot like a model.
Oh, dude, thanks, man.
Yeah, you're
Maybe-
welcome,
Maybe
dude.
me and Brock will do gay porn.
Don't touch him, man. Come on.
But no, I mean,
God,
I'm gonna stick out these 9
Nine
weeks.
9 weeks.
9 weeks.
When's your finish? Do you know the date or anything?
No, I'm just going week by week right now. So once I hit
9
9
weeks.
weeks, it'll be.
I feel like 9 weeks is pretty close to the end of the year.
It is. It's not as long as you think it is because it's about 4 weeks a month. So it should be just like the first week of October. But I don't think I'm
Okay.
gonna fit. I'm gonna end there because
Yeah.
I really enjoy the 2 workouts a day. Like I
You're gonna
enjoy
ride
getting
the
up.
wave.
And I might ride it for a while and maybe ride it all the way to SummerSmash next year.
Oh my
I'm trying to come in, showing up like not fucking
Oh, no.
looking like shit. you
No,
know?
dude, I like the 9 weeks. We're gonna roll with that. I'm gonna have abs. P90X, bro.
Bro.
Also, next year at SummerSmash, we're walking around shirtless, all 3 of us, dude. Deal with it. I don't care how fat we are.
Damn, fuck.
I don't care, dude. That I'm telling you guys right now. We're the SummerSmash squad, right?
Yeah.
We're gonna do this for the rest of our lives. We all agreed on that.
Yeah,
We
that's
all-
true.
Whether we fly in a PJ or rent a Tesla, we're doing it.
Well, I'm kind of
Next year, dude. Next year,
We might
I'm
actually
telling
have
you
a
right now.
Tesla
I don't care if
next
I look like this. We're gonna walk in, and when we get there, I'm gonna be like, "All right, boys, shirts off," and then we walk
Tarps
around
off.
shirtless, dude. And we got to take pictures with people, dude. And people are gonna know because this podcast is gonna blow up and get big. So it's going to be rough.
You gotta wear Lululemon shorts.
Lululemon shorts and shirtless.
Shorts. This
And
podcast brought to you by Lululemon.
Justin has to wear a sweater because he's so fat. We don't want him being around
he'll
us.
be disgusted by
Unbelievable, you fat
I love
lard.
that idea. That actually is motivating.
Dude, I'm
as
telling
fuck.
you, dude, it's going to happen.
right.
That's what I'm here for, bro. I bring the heat.
Fuck, man. We got some time though. We got time.
You better lose another 50 pounds.
I gotta lose at least 50.
I need to lose way more than that, so don't worry about it. But I'm
Maybe
just
not
saying.
50. Maybe like I'd probably be good at like 40. I'd probably could drop 40 pounds. But
I want you to be 225 and like 8%, dude. Like to the
I'm
point
like
where I just look at you, I'm like,
I'm
oh
like
God.
235 right now.
I want
I'm
to look
at, like,
over and be like, oh,
20%.
Spence is an attractive male. That's what I want to do. I want to look over and be like, Spence is
I
hot.
want to be 200 and shredded.
200 and shredded? What do you want to be?
I'm
Give me a number.
225 and shredded.
225 and shredded? I'm going 275 shredded.
That would be sick.
Because I'd be a monster.
Yeah,
That's 100 and something pounds from where I'm at now. So it would be gross.
That'd be pretty dope.
That'd be awesome.
So we're all, that's what we're showing up at SummerSmash. We're going to weigh ourselves and go shirtless.
Fuck yeah, let's do it.
That's
I better
rough.
get a sick tan beforehand.
Yeah, my
Yeah, I'm not
gonna
be super hype about how white you're gonna look. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, I'm slowly getting tanner and tanner, but I'm definitely gonna fake bake before we go down.
Fake bake it up.
I'm fake baking too.
All right, ladies. Well, that's a really good end right there, man. Everybody has some shit that they need to accomplish, and we're gonna check in because we're gonna do some more podcasts before the end of the year. And Spence, I'm gonna keep an eye on you. And Brock, next time you have a cheeseburger, I'm gonna punch you in the face.
Catch me on my Instagram story every morning, 5 a.m. Crew, let's go.
At Spencer.fiel.
Bingo.
File. I remember, dude. I'm not stupid.
I love that.
And Black Belt Cock. Cock with a C.
Let's get the fucking
Okay,
name
I'm
right.
sorry. At Blackbeltbrock. I'm at Mr. Get Big because that's what I do is I get big. Let's be real here. Even, dude, I could be like 7% body fat. I'm still going to weigh like 290, which is going to suck. But that's all right. That's
all right.
That's part of life. All right, ladies, let's sign ourselves out. Brock, you want to say something nice to the people to sign yourself out now?
I really like the way you're dressed right now.
Wow, you said I really like the way you're dressed right now to a bunch of women. That's
really weird.
Me Too culture, bro. Fucking have some kind of sensitivity. Spence, you want to tell everybody to chase their dreams or what?
Yeah, man. Get out there. Fucking do it. Wake up. Go to the gym. And stop drinking beer.
And the most important thing to remember is that if you do not get out there and start crushing it, I will beat you. So, guys, chase your dreams. Enjoy yourselves. Woo! Winners, baby. Winners.